This screencast will walk you through completing the Summary Graphic Organizer. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you have your Summary Graphic Organizer, as well as your articles. Please note that I am starting on Article 1, not lies, lies, lies. At this time, please pause the screencast and read the article. Now that you have read the article, it's time to start on the worksheet. Let's read the directions together. Part 1, directions. After reading a text, complete the following chart without looking at the text. By not looking back at the text, you force yourself to use your own words. It's very important that you use your own words when writing a summary. Otherwise, you're plagiarizing. So let's start. Who was the text about? This text was about Americans. If you want to be sure, you can go back and look. It's the truth. Americans conflicted about lying. And the whole article is about studies that were done with the American people about lying. So let's jump back. What is the main idea or purpose of the text? The main idea or purpose of the text is that Americans say that lying is wrong, but lie often. Next, we want to answer, where does the text take place? It happens in America. When does the text take place? Now, sometimes the when is going to be extremely important. If you're doing a summary of a history article, or if you're writing a summary of instructions that you have to do things at a certain time. For this one, a vague answer will be just fine. We can go with something like recently or today. Either one of those will work. Why is the main idea true? We want to go back to this. Americans say that lying is wrong, but lie often. Why do they do it? The article tells us that they're conflicted about lying. Americans are conflicted about lying. And finally, how does the author try to convince you? This is often the trickiest part for students. You ask yourself, what things does the author show to try to prove that they're right? Is the author an expert on the subject? Does the author use philosophy or logic? In this case, the authors use studies. We've now completed part 1, and it's time to go to part 2. Directions. Fill in the blanks to create a summary. Make sure you use complete sentences, correct spelling and grammar, and good sense. The good sense is the most important part. Make sure that it sounds good. In, you'll notice it says title. We want to use the title. What's the title? It's the truth. Americans conflicted about lying. In, it's the truth. Americans conflicted about lying, and we want to put that in quotation marks because it's the name of an article, and we can get rid of this part. A genre. That means what kind of writing is it? Is it a story? Is it a poem? No, this one is an article. And we'll need to put an there. An article by, now we need the author. In this article, we have 2 authors. Oh, beg pardon. This one is Life on NBCnews.com. We'll go with that one. By Life on NBCnews.com. the author, then we want to say what they do. Do they argue? Do they state? Do they show? For this one, they show. Show. The author shows that, now we start plugging our information in. The who. The who is Americans. Remember, we're getting this information from part 1. Who is Americans? That Americans. Now what? What do Americans do? Say that lying is wrong, but lie often. The where and the when. Let's go back and look at it. Now the where and the when aren't very important. In fact, they're so unimportant that we can go ahead and get rid of them. Let's go back. Why do they do this? Because they are conflicted about lying. And now we put in the how. According to many studies. Now you'll notice I had to add some words here. Up here in part 1, it just says studies. But down here I've said according to many studies. Now we've done all the fill in the blank stuff, but this doesn't really look like a summary. So we're going to fix it so that it does. In It's the Truth, Americans conflicted about lying. An article by Life on NBCnews.com. The author shows that Americans say that lying is wrong, but lie often because they are conflicted about lying according to many studies. And there it is. That's our summary. It's not very long, but it includes all of the important information. Now you're going to do the very same thing on Article 2, the one by Kant. If you would like help on that one, please go to the next video.